The sole purpose of shooting this video is to make you aware, to make you prepared so that you do not make mistakes which I did. Hello everybody, my name is Anamika and welcome back to another video on BYJUS Academic Specialist. And in today's video, we will be talking about how you can perform well in your training, how you can ace your training game, and also I will be sharing very important tips and tricks with you all so that you can just optimally utilize your free time and you can overall increase your score of training. And if you're interested in knowing the same, so I will suggest you to keep watching the video till the end. Now, before we begin with the different aspects on which you are judged or how you can perform well, I have made a video on what actually happens in the entire training process. What are the different kinds of assessments that you will go through and what are the different tasks which you have to perform during your training. And I will link that video here so you can click on the I button and just get an overview of what are the different types of tasks that you have to perform throughout the training process. Now let's begin with the different aspects on which you are judged, and on the basis of that you will be getting marks. Okay, so there are basically 6 parameters on which a candidate is judged. First one is going to be the hygiene factor. Okay, then second one is going to be the content delivery. Third one are communication skills. Fourth, process compliance. Fifth, other responsibilities. And last but not the least, student administration. So we will be discussing about all these 6 parameters in little detail one by one. So if we talk about the hygiene factors, so they basically, there are sub parameters under this hygiene factor parameter. So basically they will see, your mentor, your trainers will see that whether you are wearing a professional attire and you have a professional appearance, how is the lighting in your room, wherever you are sitting, your workspace, and are there any background noises, or how is the internet connection, is it stable or there were many glitches in between. Okay, so basically all these things are, you can say, all these things come under the hygiene factor. So now if we talk about how you can ace in this parameter and score good marks, I would say don't think that it is training, so it's fine, you can sit wherever you want and you can have whatever background you want and you can wear anything you want. Okay, it's not like that. See, initially I also used to think that it's just training, they're not going to score you or they're not going to judge you on this, but they actually are. They are noting each and everything whenever you're giving your demo. Okay, so they will note what type of clothes you're wearing, what type of get-up and attire you have, and how is the background, and are there any background noises, or is your internet connection stable. So I would suggest you to wear a black t-shirt. Okay, it's not necessary to wear a suit, tie and shirt. Okay, you can just wear a normal solid t-shirt. Now the color of the t-shirt could either be black, or it could be dark gray, or it could be beige in color. You basically have to create a contrast between your background, your backdrop and yourself. So if your backdrop is white, and white backdrop is suggested, and if your backdrop is white, so if you wear a dark shade t-shirt, so obviously you're going to stand out and there's going to be more contrast between your background and yourself. So you are requested, all of us are requested to wear dark color t-shirts. You can wear a shirt as well, okay, but make sure you avoid wearing any types of stripes or patterns or checks or t-shirts which have big quotes written onto it, or even the graphic t-shirts with big logo. Okay, so you have to just avoid that. You have to wear plain, simple, solid color like black t-shirt or dark gray t-shirt. Okay, so this was about the attire. Now if we talk about the backdrop and everything, so your backdrop should always be white. Okay, it should be plain, there shouldn't be any kind of prints and everything. Okay, so the backdrop should be white, and if you do not have a white wall, so you can, they advise to you can just put some bed sheet, white colored bed sheet onto the pole or something like that, and there you can sit. And you also have to keep in mind that that bed sheet shouldn't be, there shouldn't be much creases into it. Just, iron it properly and then hang it on the wall and use it as a backdrop. or else you can order a backdrop. It I think it costs around 500 to 600. You can order a white backdrop for yourself. Because we talk about the background noises, so make sure that you are in an isolated area, okay? There's no one around you, and like once in a while it's fine. Like here, like while I'm shooting, you must be hearing a lot of horns and bus horns and everything. So this is because I sit near to my window, and sometimes while I'm giving my demo and everything, so there are these noises which are there. But once in a while it's fine, not like it shouldn't be like a regular thing. So you have to keep this in mind. This was all about the hygiene factor. The second parameter is content delivery. Now if you talk about content delivery, so there are 3 sub parameters in this. First one is conceptual correctness, second is content preparedness and presentation, and third one is doubt resolution, okay? So like while you're delivering your while you're giving your demo, so you're obviously presenting a new slide, or you can either give a verbal demo. So you have to make sure that you're not saying anything wrong, okay? You're not saying anything wrong. I would suggest you, like if you do not know a particular concept or something like that, avoid speaking about it, avoid mentioning it in your demo. Because if you speak incorrect, so obviously there are chances that your other team members who are acting as students at that point of time, they might cross question you, or your mentor might cross question you, and then you won't be able to justify what you just said, because what you said was wrong. So there's basically no logic behind it. So make sure that your concepts are correct. Then second sub parameter was content preparedness and presentation. So you should look prepared, okay? It shouldn't be like you are reading from the tutor doc and you're just saying onto it, okay? You don't have to do this. You have to be prepared about it. You need to prepare a day before when you will be given time for self-study. Don't just read from the tutor doc, because that's quite obvious, because tutor doc is here on your on your screen and the camera is there at the top. So you also have to maintain the eye contact with the students. You have to look into directly into the camera. So if you will be reading a tutor doc, so obviously that would be quite obvious. Talk about the presentation of the concepts. You have to make sure that you are not sounding monotonous, okay? You have to have a few voice modulations also, okay? Now we will be discussing that under the other parameter, which is communication skills. First, let's talk about the third sub parameter of content delivery, which is doubt resolution, okay? Now what happens is that don't think that you are going to just give the demo and everything's going to be fine, okay? Don't think like that, because your other team members who are there, who are being trained with you, they will be acting as the students at that point of time, as well as your mentor. So your mentor can ask you difficult questions as well, okay? Because like once you will start your training, you'll come to know that there are 3 grades of student, like in BYJUS. They are categorized that way. So grade A students are going to be the students who are like good in basics, and you don't need to discuss basics with them. They are just there to test your knowledge, and they already know the concepts, okay? Then grade B students are going to be average students, okay? And grade C students are going to be someone who you can say are not very good with the concepts and basics and everything. So you have to explain everything to them like in a lot of detail, okay? So within your team members, some people would be acting as grade A students, some will be acting as grade B students, and others will be acting as grade C students, okay? And one, like the most important thing I would say, we all think about it, is that sometimes there must be questions and their answers you won't be knowing, okay? There are a few difficult questions whose answers you won't be knowing, and that's absolutely fine. So you have to learn how you can dodge a particular question, and you will be trained about that throughout your training process, okay? That how to dodge a particular question. If you do not know the answer, you don't have to say no, I don't know the answer, or I'll let you know in the next session, because you never know when you will meet those students again, okay? Because academic specialists are randomly allotted. The sessions are randomly allotted to the academic specialists. It's not that you will be teaching this batch of students only, okay? Because they're randomly allotted, and you never know when you're going to see that the same student or same batch again. So you never have to say that I'll let you know in the next session. What you can do is that you can just engage the students in some way or the other. You can ask the same questions to other students as well. Like for example, a student asks you, what are indicators? Obviously everyone knows what are indicators, but just for an example. a student asked you what are indicators and you're not able to answer, okay, you don't know the answer. So what you can do is that you can just ask the other students, like, very good question has been asked by this XYZ student. Do other students, like, do any one of you know the answer of this? Can any one of you tell me? Okay, so you can just try to engage the students, okay, or maybe you can give some kind of activities to them, or you can say, I will let you know about this question at the end of the session, and meanwhile you can, just Google it, or you could just refer to your notes and everything. About the third parameter, which is communication skills. Now this is very important, okay, about the different parameters which fall under this communication skill parameter is going to be grammatical errors, then using of words and your tonality, and third one is going to be starting and the ending note, or you can say starting or the ending pitch, or the greeting pitch or the ending pitch. Okay, these are all synonymous and they are used interchangeably throughout your training process. So first let's talk about the grammatical errors. So you have to make sure that you do not make any kind of grammatical errors while sentence formation and everything. So you have to be grammatically correct, okay. Then the second sub parameter is using of words and tonalities. Now like I'm assuming, because like a lot of us, like a lot of my team members made this mistake, even I made the mistake, do not address students as guys, okay. And like, because we are all so accustomed to using this word guys, hello guys, how are you guys, you guys, etc, etc. So we just have to avoid saying guys, because that will become very informal, and you have to maintain a level of, you can say, formal behavior with your students, so that there is a teacher-student relationship over there. You have to be their friend, but like you have to be in your limits as well. So do not address students as guys, okay. You can either use students or you can use people, but do not use guys. Now if we talk about the tonality, so tonality, like you have to adjust your tonality based on your pitch. Like if you have a high pitch voice, if your voice is shrill, so obviously it is going to be piercing for others to hear, okay, and for the students as well. So you have to somewhere balance your voice, and you have to tone it down, and you have to make it heavy. If your voice is low pitch, okay, so at some point of time you have to make it high pitch, so that there is voice modulation, and the content that you're delivering, whatever you're saying, doesn't become monotonous, as if you are just reading blah 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 blah. You don't have to do like that, okay. So you have to maintain some voice modulations and everything. Then comes starting and ending pitch. Now if I talk about the starting and ending pitch, you must be wondering what is that. So like, see, starting pitch means how you are greeting the students. Like there is a particular pattern which you have to follow. Like you have to say hello, hi students, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is. Then you have to introduce yourself, that my name is Anamika and I'm your science tutor or maths tutor for today's session on this topic, this that. Then you have to welcome them, like I welcome you all to this amazing, wonderful, knowledgeable session, or I welcome you all to the BYJUS classes, something like that you have to say. Then you have to also make them comfortable. You have to build a rapport with them. So the initial, you can say 2 to 3 minutes are going to be your rapport building, how you are making the students comfortable, how you're interacting with them. You have to look and be a little approachable. So like the initial 2 to 3 minutes are going to be going to build a rapport between you and the students, and you are marked on this like point as well. Your mentors will notice this and they will score you. If we talk about the ending note, so ending note, you just don't have to abruptly end your session. You have to again take the students through the summary and everything, okay. Like you have to give a quick recap of what all points were discussed, what all the topics were discussed in today's session. Then you also have to, you can say, you can give them a homework question or something like that. You can also tell them what you will be taught, or what you will teach them, or what they will learn in the next session, okay. Like what are the other topics which are left, okay, so that they look forward to learning about that chapter. Then you have to say, okay, goodbye, keep learning, and stay safe, stay healthy, something like that. So yes, this was all about the communication skills. Now There is process compliance. Okay, so process compliance has two sub parameters. First one is going to be adherence to the flow of topics, subtopics in the tutor doc, and second is going to be time management. Now, adherence to the flow of topics of subtopics in the tutor doc. So I would say the tutor doc is given to you so that you cannot miss out on any topic which is mentioned there. You have to discuss each and every point which has been mentioned in the tutor doc. Okay, I mean, you can discuss some more if you have more time, but do not, miss out from any point or any topic which has been mentioned in the tutor doc. So this is the reason why they are giving you tutor doc, so that there is a flow. Okay, there is a flow. You know that you have to cover this topic after this topic. Okay, so you have to cover all those, and if you miss out on any of the topics which are mentioned in the tutor doc, so obviously that is going to be a negative for you. So you have to avoid that. Now, if I talk about the time management, so yes, time management is very, very important. See, if you are given 50 to 60 slides for a topic, so you have to cover all those slides within 1 hour. Okay, your session is going to be you can say 60 minutes long. Okay, it is going to be 1 hour, and like you will not be allowed to end the session like before 55 minutes. Okay, so you can say the 5 minutes, 55 to 60 minutes is going to be your buffer time. So like you have 60 minutes for completing the 50 to 60 slides, and it is up to you how you are managing, how well you are in managing the time. So you have to make sure you don't have to skip any slide. You have to keep this in mind. If you do, then obviously that is going to be a negative for you. The audit team is, going to audit like each and every demo, not just talking about demo, each and every, you can say, sessions which you will be taking in future after completing your training. Each and every, recording is gone through edit. So, sorry, not edit, audit. So if you are skipping slides or something like that, if you're not addressing to a student's question or something like that, so obviously that is going to lead to escalation, and it is going to create problem for you. So you have to make sure that you manage your time well. Then if we talk about the fifth parameter, which are other responsibilities, so they include multitasking and chat management. Okay, now multitasking means there are a lot of tools which will be there during the live session, like audio, video, master, mute button, or focus mode. I mean, you will come to know about that in the training, in your platform training and everything. So multitasking basically means that only, that how well you are able to manage the chat, how well you're able to manage the focus mode or students' doubts, and audio video tools, troubleshoot options, and everything. So multitasking is all about that. Then if we talk about chat management, so as I already said, that chat management, you have to, approve the doubts of students. Then you have to make sure that you do not leave any query or any doubt pending. Okay, you should not leave any student unsatisfied. Like all the students, like if they have any doubts, so you have to resolve them. It is your duty. So all this comes under chat management. Okay, then if we discuss about the last parameter, which is student administration. Okay, so in this there are two sub parameters which are encourage students participation, encourage student connect, efforts towards building rapport, and conflict resolution. Then the second sub parameter is class management. So first let's talk about encouraging students, building rapport, and everything. Encouraging students, so see, what you have to do is that you have to encourage students when they are asking any kind of doubt, any question, or they're answering to any question which you asked. Okay, if you encourage them, obviously you're gonna kind of motivate them, even if their answer was wrong. You don't have to say no, your answer is wrong. You have to be a little more polite, and you have to be, you can say, a little more empathetic, and you say that was a good try, well tried, but the answer is wrong. I would request you to rethink it and try to give the right answer. So you have to tone down everything. You have to euphemize your every statement that you're saying. You cannot be like blunt, and you cannot be harsh or rude to your students. So you have to encourage them, you have to be empathetic, then you have to build a student interaction in that connection, and you have to build a rapport so that they feel that you are approachable. Okay, because students, like not just students, anyone, like anyone and everyone is gonna like a person who is approachable, obviously, right? So you have to maintain a smile on your face, you have to look into the camera, and you have to be a little more approachable. Then if we talk about conflict resolution, so you have to make sure that you are not scolding any student. Okay, you have to keep your calm, you have to put on a smile on your face like throughout the session. Okay, Then the last parameter, I mean the sub parameter under the student administration, is class management. Class management means you have to make sure that there's not much chaos in your class. Students are disciplined. Okay, now, like, see, as I was saying, you have to, build a student connection, or you have to build a rapport. That doesn't mean that, you are being too friendly with them. Obviously that is going to disrupt the discipline of the class. You have to maintain the discipline. Then you have to encourage the students for asking doubts, and you have to also request the students to turn on their videos. Okay, because you cannot, order them. It's up to them, but you can just nicely, you can politely ask them, you can tell them why you need to switch on your camera. You can say that I request you to switch on your videos so that we can have a good live interaction throughout our session, something like that. Okay, you have to encourage them for turning on their cameras. Then see, you will see, like, whenever you will get a batch of students, you'll see that a few students are very extrovert, they're answering a lot. Then there are going to be few students who are shying away and who are very silent. So you have to be you can say you have to behave equally with each and every student. Okay, you have to encourage those who are silent as well. You have to, like, you don't have to, like, scold them and say that why are you not answering, or you don't have to target a particular student, but you have to be polite, and you have to softly you can call out their names and everything, so that like, you have to encourage them to participate, and you have to tell that it's okay. Like, you don't have to make a big deal if a student is not able to answer a particular question. So you just basically have to be very polite and calm, and you have to put on a smile, and you have to be, you can say, a little approachable. So this was all about the demo. Okay, how you can perform well in your training, and what are the different criteria on which you will be judged while you're giving the demo. Then there are other tasks as well. Like I said, there are assessments and everything. So I will be discussing about them in the next part of this video, because the video is going to be too long. Like, it's already, I think it has crossed 20 minutes. So the video is going to be too long. So I will be making another part of it. So make sure that you watch that video. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of tips and tricks regarding the assessments and viva and everything. So that's it for today's video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it, because I keep uploading videos on a lot of topics, a lot of problems and challenges which you can face. And if you have any particular topic, if you have any suggestion, do comment down below and let me know, so that I will make a video on the same. And do subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share with someone who needs to know this. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.